Tierra the doll. Okay, yeah. I don't chase, I collect, that's a fact, love. And every text from me feel like a tax, love. He sent rent, sent lunch, sent back rubs. And only touch, I give him a cash app buzz. I'm the bill, he can't dodge, I'm the due date. He confessing on the screen like a new faith. I say send, he obey, that's a cute trait. Got him proud that he paid for my suitcase. Cash app buzz, 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 cash app buzz. All he get is a request.
I think one of the biggest reasons why people miss out on opportunities is because they don't always look acceptable at first. They don't always look like something your parents would approve of, the church would understand, or society would clap for. I mean, what about your friends and your coworkers? Like, do they even know who you really are? I mean, the person you are without them, the person you are when you're by yourself, the authentic version of you, like 100%. How would they react if they really knew who you were and what you love to do? Oh, you hiding too? A little imposter syndrome in there? Well, as a Black woman in 2026, this career feels particularly empowering for me because I get to be 100% authentically myself. Also, just even as a woman, society is trying to dictate what women should do. And yeah, right around this time, I feel like a lot of women, especially the ones who identify with the term divine feminine, a lot of women are waking up, or speaking up or taking up space, that we couldn't before. Um, and everybody shook. Everybody is shook. I'm not gonna lie. This is just my personal witnessing. Women are not missing this opportunity. All right, so why people miss opportunities? Dating, friends, family, coworkers, all these groups make up society. See, I studied sociology in college, so I know a little something about a little something when it comes to studying people and the different groups of them. Society usually instills a little fear and expectation into people, that makes you not want to be yourself. It makes you want to be good. It makes you want to be acceptable. There's a little bit of people pleasing in there. I don't really like doing that. I used to be a very heavy people pleaser, damn near a doormat, and I already told y'all we not doing that no more. People pleasing is not, I repeat, is not a form of self love. Not at all. Putting yourself in front of others is not an act of self love. It's not telling the universe that you love yourself. Living and existing in your most authentic um, place, the most authentic version of yourself, is actually putting out energy and vibrations to the universe, saying that you're ready for everything the real you wants and needs and deserves. Not the imposter, not the shell that you're walking around in, day to day. No, the real you on the inside, like your most passionate, like the most authentic you. That's the timeline you're supposed to be in. You don't realize how much you people please until you step into one of these realms and you're like, how much do I really care about what people think? Also, what people think don't pay the bills. Let's just remember that. You know what I'm saying? You're not living your best life uh, in the projection of what people think about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you living by other people's standards. That's wild. That's why I'll never do that. I'll never do that. So yeah, you learn a lot about yourself. And I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned to apply all the boundaries that I've learned in the last 10, 12 years, apply it to my personal life. And actually, you know what? I've never been happier. Like life is so good since I stopped caring. Like I stopped giving a fuck about what everybody thinks about me specifically. Like when I was a people pleaser, I I was damned if I do, damned if I don't. It didn't matter. It didn't matter whether I was, making people happy or making them mad because I was doing whatever I was doing, just existing. You know what I'm saying? Being happy. It would piss people off. I'm like, damn, I just want to make them happy and like me and be my friend. And then, you step into the world of femdom and you start to understand that, yeah, like the outside validation is really not necessary. And Rihanna's one of her old albums is called Unapologetic, and I resonated with that so hard because she was literally like not apologizing for however she came off to y'all, to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we loved her for it, didn't we? There we go. So you can use Rihanna as a shining example about living in your most authentic, state. Like, let's do more of that. That's why I'm doing more of that. That's exactly why I'm here. So now that I'm past that point, because that was real important for me to open up with, because a lot of people need clarity. I love that word. Need clarity on why I am who I am, what I am, how I came to be. You know what I'm saying? They need more clarity, more than what I've said. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, I don't think you should do guest yet. I think that you should really have another solo episode because you got some more explaining to do. I was like, all right, Ma, I got you. I'm all taking notes. I'm asking her, what would you like to know? Like, what do you want to talk about? Like, what do you want me to talk about? You know what I'm saying? So this is an episode dedicated to my mom because this was basically her idea. You're welcome. Okay, so I spoke about fear. I want to talk about religion and the upbringing, parents and stuff like that, because that usually is like the first law of your life, you know what I'm saying? Before you get to school and then you learn other rules and stuff, your parents are shaping you, and their religion or spirituality is also helping to shape you and your mindset, your perspective, and stuff like that. So for those that grew up Christian or, Islam and all of these like real strict religions, um, I come to find that these religions actually are very like oppressive to women. You know what I'm saying? Um, and the way our government is set up, patriarchy and this Christian religion, they're going hand in hand to oppress women. It's like a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? Laws on our autonomy, laws on what we can do. There was more laws of what we could and couldn't do back in our grandmother's time. Like, remember, she couldn't get a house without hubby. She couldn't have a credit card, bank accounts without a husband. It's like he was like ignored as a single woman. That's wild, because you know how much stuff I'm doing now as a single woman? Like, ooh, grandma, thank you for paving the way. Because we're definitely not our grandmothers right now. No disrespect. But we are their wildest dreams. We are everything that they couldn't do, and it feels so good to embody that. You know what I'm saying? I know my ancestors are proud as hell right now. Proud as hell. I find religion is oppressive to women because these recent versions of the Bible have literally deleted the mother. Um, the family unit is the strongest, power right now. And in the Bible, they call it the Holy Trinity. So why is there only Father, Son, and Holy Ghost? Who is the Holy Ghost? What happened to the mother? Because we all come from a family unit where we have a mom, right? There's a feminine entity. There is a divine feminine. There's a matriarch. What happened to grandma? You know what I'm saying? Like, for whatever oppressive reasons, King James wanted to rewrite and omit the feminine, including Mary Magdalene. That was actually Jesus's counterpart, so they say, allegedly, that wasn't just a hoe. Even though Jesus loved the hoes, you know what I'm saying? He did not judge. Y'all be judging. Christians be judging. Y'all are the most judgy people ever. And honestly, y'all don't even be sticking to y'all own script, y'all own book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not even going to go into that because that's not what my podcast is about. I'm really just trying to say religion can shape your decisions on how authentic you keep it with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it does have a lot to do with upbringing as well. Wanting approval, I said people pleasing earlier. You know what I'm saying? You want to make people like you. You want to stay in lanes where you're lovable. You don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm unlovable. I don't deserve love because I'm living authentically. I'm just being myself. You know what I'm saying? Scratch that. You know what I'm saying? Your tribe will find you. Trust me. Right now, you're probably around a fake tribe and you're wondering why your friends are fake because you're being fake with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of us aren't making decisions based on what we want. We're making decisions based on how we're judged. And honestly, I used to get judged a lot, but once I started noticing people were copying me, I was like, "Oh wait, I thought this was just a phase, or she's wilding, or she's weird, or maybe she's broke." I realized I was setting another trend, you know what I'm saying? Because I come from bartending before it became a whole big shebang, you know what I'm saying? Bartending since early 2000s, like right after college. So it was like, shout out to the Barbies and Hollywood Butter, actually. But yeah, like, and then it became a thing, but everybody thought I was bugging as a bartender for whatever reasons. Right. So then, I became a dom. And I'm not telling everybody because I'm still getting my feet wet, seeing what's what, you know what I'm saying? What I like, what I don't like. And yeah, I started noticing, after a while, I'm getting, a little successful. People back home was like starting to talk about it or post my videos and stuff like that. Like, kind of like sneer at it and be like, oh my God, like, what is she doing? You know what I'm saying? And I heard it all. Like, I've heard all of the shit talking, actually. I just don't say nothing because I don't got to. Like, y'all see my life? Shit. Anyway, I heard it all. And these same people come and they ask me for advice. They want to take a class, they want to help, or they want to like be a part or, work with me. And I help. I do, because at the end of the day, I got a mission. I really want all my homegirls up on this because I'm doing footwork. Like, we trying to awaken the matriarch. You know what I'm saying? Because the patriarch been fucking up. You know what I'm saying? And mama knows best. She always has. These people forget who their creators are. They think we gonna put them over our lap and beat them, spank them the way they deserved. And, me picking this route, I actually do get to spank them. The ones who actually know they need to be spanked. I get to whoop their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because these are also, my clients are also believers that the patriarchy is harmful to men and women. You know what I'm saying? Oppressing the women like we're subhuman and then gassing up the men like they deserve more than they're actually working for, or it's not giving them the life skills. It's like it's not an equal playing field. It's really terrible. It's really terrible. I could talk on that all day, but that's another episode, right? So yeah, once I started seeing my friends asking for help and they wanted to do it too, it actually validated all of my choices that I made to even get here. You know what I'm saying? And I felt really, really good about that. Doing something right. So now I'm gonna talk about what these opportunities be looking like, because they don't always look clean. They actually sometimes look very unsafe. And it's interesting because um, it only looks like that because of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the type of demographic you're gonna be interacting with, you don't really know how the opportunities will come other than what you've been used to, right? So now these new opportunities are men asking to clean your house, do domestic work for you, be useful, make your day easier. That's all they think about, making your day easier. You meet people off Twitter. Remember my origin story? Like, I definitely met a sub off Twitter, and I was bold about that. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you just a random." Yeah, I was not scared. I was not scared. Um, and it's crazy because as a woman in this industry, in the femdom community, we all use our gut. We all use our feminine intuition. Like, that's part of the vetting process. Like, we feel through the customers, either through conversation on the phone, on a video call, like while we're talking to them. Most of us, especially the seasoned vets, we feel through the customer too, as we're talking to them, as they're trying to book us, because not anybody could book me. Let me also let y'all know that not anybody could book me. I decline people every day. If you make me feel uncomfortable in conversation, the answer is no. If you make me feel like you're gonna try me and I'm gonna have to shoot you in the foot or something, the answer is no. I'm not even gonna put myself in that situation. I'm gonna definitely just politely decline, because boom, now your money's not green here no more. You know what I'm saying? All money ain't good money, and the faucet is on hard enough as far as the money that I can like pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like, my cup gonna always be full. I'm good. So yeah, I definitely pick and choose when it comes to clients and people I meet. Traveling for sessions and to see clients, like going on sponsored trips, um, like group traveling and stuff, because you're meeting new creators, meeting new clients, and just pretty much meeting people of the community, because these clients are going to be long term. Most of them are long term clients, and they're trying to lock in with somebody. That's why it's enough. I've always said it's enough for everyone. It's enough for every woman. If every woman wanted to be a dom, she probably could. I know that's not the truth, because it's not in everyone to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because of heavy training, your mother and your grandmother did the best they could. They raised most of us to be submissive, and some of us were like, "Oh, this sweater feels itchy." So yeah, for most of us, submission wasn't the way. So dominance was found. Because we vet pretty thoroughly. We use apps like Mr. Number. We put your name in Facebook. We ask for ID. We put your name and your email in Cash App. We vet all kind of ways. There are websites that have the scammers posted. I could put your app name in Twitter if you found me there, and then see what DOMs are yelling at you. It's a whole bunch of ways, and then deposits and referrals. These are very important. Like, the ladies, we like to keep each other safe by asking for a referral. You know what I'm saying? Most clients have worked with a dom in the community. If she's not popular, she still has a phone, and I can still text her and ask her what her experience is. You know what I'm saying? This is how we continue to have good experiences. Also have like engagement groups, where we tell each other, like, literally directly, who's bothering us that day, who we just blocked. You know what I'm saying? So the block list is long. Fear, when people project their fear onto you, they will usually disguise it as guidance. And you got to have an ear for that. Like, it's cool to listen and take people's advice with a grain of salt, but also they're just trying to put themselves in your shoes, and even though they're trying to see things from your perspective, they still are not you. You know what I'm saying? So they still can't say what you would do. So take it with a grain of salt. People have said, "Oh, she's lost, she doesn't know what she's doing, she's doing this, doing that." Like, first of all, I've been a serial entrepreneur all my life. The reason why I'm not a muggle, or a 9 to 5er, or I didn't want to work for the man, is because I wasn't raised that way. Y'all see my mom? Y'all see my mother? The priestess been self-employed since I was born. I've never seen her clock in on anybody's shift. Okay? She was always in the house. There was always a front piece of the apartment that was a boutique, and that was where she worked at. Like, I even helped her. So I don't know anything other than entrepreneurialism. So my path was definitely looking different to my peers. Like, they didn't really understand. And that's okay, because it was my alone to walk. The normal and the vanilla stuff, as we call it, it just didn't fit me. You know, I wanted more. I was tired of the mediocre, and I clearly just didn't give a fuck about how people thought. So that's why I was like, all right, it's like star time. Like, I'm just gonna do everything I want to do, everything that makes me happy. Why can't I do that? You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's funded. Choosing alignment over approval. I think my ex-boyfriend, that story that I told in the last episode 1, he was the last relationship that I chose approval over alignment. That's where I learned that. You know what I'm saying? That was the last time I put myself and didn't choose myself over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it started clicking. And my decision to leave, like, my intuition and my gut felt really good about it. My decision to be a Dom, my gut felt good about it. There was never a time where I was uneasy, for real. I felt like I was doing enough research and reading enough books that I was feeling safe. I was making myself feel safe. I was finding mentors too. You know what I'm saying? I got some really good, cool mentors. You know what I'm saying? Overseas, from up north, even in Florida, in the South. Like, I've met some really dope people, and I've been blessed to soak up my inspiration from people who have been in the game for 40 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's longevity. That is, some people live to 40. You know what I'm saying? But my decisions felt right. They felt validated. Um, Even though they didn't look right all the time to others, I didn't care, because y'all not paying my bills. I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that is the most important thing. Y'all not paying my bills. So yeah, after a while, I wasn't trying to be understood. I was really just trying to be in alignment with myself. That's all that mattered. I started aligning my menstrual cycle and my birth chart to my business. And that went phenomenal, because now I know when to work, when not to work, when to, chill out, when to plan, when to execute. Like, a woman's cycle is every 4 weeks. It's literally monthly. And I was syncing up every cycle and chart that I had. Even my perfections chart, it goes by the year. I know what house I'm in every year. I really know what goals are going to be at the forefront for me. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm going to really be passionate about. I know when to be passionate about it. I know when to do shit and when to plan it and when to fall back, when to rest. Yes, I schedule rest. I think I look like this. I get 8 hours of sleep a day, and ain't no man stressing me. Okay. I got no baby daddies. Like, no. I'm happy all the time. I eat good. I don't miss no meals. I get to do activities that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you're partnered up, the recreation, you can't do everything with that partner. You got to do some things with the girls or some things by yourself. I get to do everything I would do with anybody. Like, that we finished talking about alignment, I wanted to touch on clarity about my niche, because I noticed that when I talk about farting and toilet fetish and all the the cool, funny, viral stuff on these other people's podcasts, a lot of people don't watch the whole podcast. So then you're kind of left. You're kind of left without context. You know, like, for example, this one guy, after watching my podcast, I'm talking about shitting on people, literally, he comes in my DMs and is like, okay, so how much do you sell the personal nudes for? Personal nudes? What? How did you get that I'm shitting on people and I'm selling nudes too? Like, how did I still get put in that box? Y'all are really grouping sex workers in the big same box. Like, no, they're, yes, sex workers, but also tiers. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily hierarchy, just different menus. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't do nudity. My nipples ain't even on the internet. Find me a picture, a video of nipples, mine. You know what I'm saying? Can't. I don't masturbate. I don't have sex on camera. I don't have sex with my clients that I'm beating up either. If I'm kicking you in the balls, I'm not gonna turn around and fuck them. That's not femdom. Yeah, this is not. I'm not an escort. I'm not full service. You know, no offense to anyone who is, but that's not my niche. So I just want to clarify that because guys, I can't let you live in the ignorance. I'm too real for that. Like I just can't. I can't let you live and just be thinking that. Sorry, that's my character. So yeah, I got like boundaries and standards, and my no nudity thing. Um, unless I am filming a toilet video, that's probably the only time, or farting, probably the only time you'll see a butthole. But other than that, that's all I'm giving. Little tiny little booty hole. And I heard, my friend said it's pretty too. But yeah, this is a business. It's a strategy. It's a lot of marketing is involved, and I'm just trying to, brand myself a certain way. And nudity is not even necessary for my lane. You know what I'm saying? My paying demographic, they know that they're not even supposed to see my naked body, that they don't deserve it. They don't want it. They're like, no, goddess, I don't deserve to see your naked body, goddess. Ah. But yeah, just because I operate in this space doesn't mean I operate like everybody in it. Like everyone doesn't do the same things. And also, this is a mental playground. I enjoy being the mind fuck that I am. I enjoy not looking my age. I enjoy being as intelligent as I am. I enjoy the vernacular that I have. I enjoy looking this sweet and feminine and showing people that I will smack the shit out of you. I love that. You know what I'm saying? And they love that. It really don't get no better than that. Like I can literally be myself. I get paid to be myself. I get paid to cuss, to spit, to slap, to beat men who want it. And yeah, in this climate, there has been a little, womanly frustration that I gotta get out. This is therapy for me too. I think that's why I'm so happy. And y'all think I'm weird, but there's frustrations that you wish you could get out, but you worried about what they gonna think about you. Corny. So anyway, that's why I don't care what y'all think, because y'all corny for real, to me at least. The ones who love me know who y'all are. I ain't talking about y'all, but the naysayers, yeah, y'all corny. Cause you're not even being yourself. You out here frauding. Duh. One of my first financial domination submissives found me on Twitter. Twitter's a great place, I swear. It was like 2015, and he found me because through hashtags or something he said. And since I was new, I was popping up, and he's like, "Who's this new girl, Tiara?" He was just like, "Wow, you're actually really cute. Like, what? You're fire." He was like, "You know what? Subs have a way of choosing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they watch you from afar, they watch how you talk on Twitter, and then they approach. You know what I'm saying? They're actually more scared of you than you're nervous about them. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to do well. They do want to impress. They're submissive men. You know what I'm saying? They do want to impress. So, this one liked forced intoxication um, through video calls. So he would pay by the minute. but we'd stay on a video call for hours. Oh my God. So he would, it would be a couple thousand that he would owe by the end of the call, and he used to pay right away before we got off. You know what I'm saying? I would make him pay more outside of the the minute rate, because forced intoxication. He's getting lit. He's like, yeah, let me send you another and send another, and let me, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I got my first taste of like real financial domination, because I met a man from Australia through Twitter who was already in the life, saw me being the new girl, and was like, I think I'm gonna choose her. And that's how it happens. You know what I'm saying? We don't go fishing. The submissives, they find us because we're out here being ourselves. We're out here creating content. We're showing interactions with other subs. We're doing content that they could hear how we talk. You know what I'm saying? They could hear what our accents is like. And I guess I got a real sought after accent being from Brooklyn, New York, because they're like, oh my God, I love how you curse. Motherfucker. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? All that. That's what stood out to him. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's a nerd. He worked in politics. He made hundreds of thousands a year. And he's also my age, but he was just infatuated with me. He was like, oh my God, like you are everything. He used to gas me up, affirm me all the time, tell me how beautiful I am, and always just wanting to get fucked up with me. Wanting to take my instruction on how to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? How many lines, how many sips, how many shots. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here probably smoking a blunt, sipping some wine, while he's over there having a whole party. I'm sipping some wine in a bikini, just chilling, collecting these bands, and he getting fucked up over there. So yeah, that was like my first real online consistent financial domination sub. My first in person was a sub everybody knows as Slave A. So Slave A, because I used to name my subs by the alphabet, he used to be mad annoying. Like, he wanted to be a cuck. He wanted to sleep in a cage. He wanted to do everything, every extreme thing with me. Public humiliation was a big thing for us. We used to go viral all the time, but also he was very, very needy. Like, he wanted to be my only sub, just delusional, you know, older white man with like a settlement that I was blowing through. He even bought my dog coffee. You know what I'm saying? He has definitely invested in my baby brat days, pink hair days and stuff like that. That opportunity didn't look like something real to people, because Slave A was a spammer. He was on Twitter spamming all the DOMs, and nobody was paying him no mind. And I was like, what the fuck? Looking at his page, like, what the hell is he doing? What the hell is he doing? But then he's trying to pay women. But he's just so old and doesn't know how to use technology that he's coming off a little like crazy. So when he reaches out to me, I actually dig into him like, get over here. You know what? Western Union me. You want to send money right now? Western Union. He sent so many Western Unions every single day. I used to charge him just $100 a day just to text me. Western Union don't even fuck with me no more, because I was getting so much sent to me. I probably didn't even pick up all the money, but they clipped me. He was old. He used Western Union and MoneyGram and Walmart and shit like that. But yeah, he didn't look like the perfect customer. He didn't look like a good client. Like, nobody was trying him. Nobody was trusting him, and I took a chance on that. And it ends up being a good and okay experience. I did learn a lot. We did a lot of public humiliation. That's the slave I used to make wear the pig mask. So if y'all seen any of my clips, pig face, yeah, I'll bring him to conventions, bring him to the beach. I'm bringing his big ass to the sex shop, and just around and everyone seeing him kiss my feet on the floor or, different things. But also, I would not wish slave A on anybody because he was highly annoying, so needy, wanted to talk 24/7. I'm like, look, you only sent 100 for today. Like, you have a limit. He wanted to call me in the morning, talk to me at night for 20 minutes, talk to me like, what the? No, you're not even paying that much. And it's like he had this settlement, but he was still trying to make it last. You know what I'm saying? So we had went out to a restaurant and I talk about, because he said he's a cuck, right? So I start verbally teasing him about going bar hopping without him to go pick up a man and bring him back to the hotel room so he can watch us. I'm not serious. I'm verbally teasing him, but we're in person, we're at dinner, but I'm talking shit. You know what I'm saying? This stupid old man gonna take me seriously, start huffing and puffing. Well, of course he's taking me seriously, but huffing and puffing, just losing his composure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the hell wrong with you? So tell me why he gets up from the table, acts like he's going to the bathroom, and tries to scare me as if he's not gonna pay the bill. And I'm just like, I don't care. I finished my food, and when the waiter, brings the actual like bill for him to pay, I get up and leave. Cause no, you're not about to play with me. Okay? I get up and leave and I go to the hotel and I wait for him. I take my whip out and I wait for him in the hotel room. I also took my phone out. Something told me to record this. So yeah, I took that shit out. And he walks through the door maybe half an hour later. Thinking shit is sweet. And no, I commenced to whooping that ass. Fuck is on your biscuit. Because don't you ever act up in public with me. Like, are you crazy? Yeah, no, I had to teach him femdom, female domination. Okay? Like, no, I was dead ass. I'm not playing with him. My best and highest timeline was not in Brooklyn, New York either. Um, I'm happy to be from there, we got bragging rights. We love our bragging rights. But that wasn't my highest or best timeline, you know what I'm saying? New York has this really heavy crabs in a bucket vibe about it. There's not much like support, you know what I'm saying? And plus people are a little like scary, like they're very judgy. They just put on in front of their friends, in front of their family. Everybody's putting on. And I had moved to Atlanta in 2019 and I found just the living communities like just very different. People are happier down here. The weather's better. The rent's a little cheaper. They ask you how you doing. The Southern hospitality is actually a real thing. Are themselves. I'm not sure if it's because this is a very popular city for the gay community, but people just seem freer. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta, there are more people outside. My kind of people, we outside out here for real. I came down to Atlanta and I literally flourished. And yeah, it's just the energy of the city. It gave me a different foundation. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger space. It's quiet. There's more nature. There's this is the South, so the dynamic between the white clients and the black doms is actually like magnified. Maybe is the word. BNWO fetish is a bigger focus down here, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a black woman because it's so empowering. Like I get to collect reparations. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like these white men have slavery guilt and they have like patriarchy guilt and they feel like they fucking owe me. And rightfully so. And do. But yeah, I feel like I got chosen for this. You know what I'm saying? Like there is a spiritual aspect of domination for me as a black woman because all these clients that find me or feel it in their body and their soul to seek me out, the ones that get really obsessed, and I'm in the perfect position for this right now. Like I feel like my ancestors shifted shit around just so I could be here. And even deeper, I feel like they're sending the lineage to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm owning the grandsons the great grandsons of these slave owners and people that still own slave ledgers in their houses. Their fathers, their uncles, their sons, their cousins, their nephews are seeking me out to pay me reparations. If that's not spiritual, and I believe this to be true, and I think that that's where my success comes from too, because I have conviction and passion in this. Like, yes, I did learn. Yes, I did read books before I stepped in the game. Yes, I do. I do have to learn the psychology of the submissive man. You know what I'm saying? I do have to study BDSM. I do have to learn how to be safe and ethical. I really think this was like ordained for me. Like, because I'm too good. I'm just too good. I'm too good, man. I own the grandsons online and in person, like far and wide, internationally and national. You know what I'm saying? I've dominated men overseas, Australia, Paris, London, Caribbean, South America. And I'm spreading out. I still got to go to Asia. I still got to go to Africa. I still got to go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got to touch all the countries. With me believing so hard, like I got this conviction, like I said, it's not performative. You know what I'm saying? My dominance is actually very real. I don't really turn it off. I've applied it so much to my personal life and it's just working. It's like I'm not going back to what wasn't working. What I was taught wasn't really working for me. But being authentic and learning all these new skills, I'm literally living my best life. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I don't really even have problems. I have what we call goddess problems. You know, like broken nail, can't get to the nail salon quick enough. The Uber is taking too long. Or, you know what I'm saying? My sub is sending me a triple digit, but it's not an even number. Like, make my stomach hurt. Or, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's bothering me. It's like a time waster on my heels. They just trying to get me to curse them out for free. I don't do free humiliation no more. And even like, you know, regular guys that be rage baiting online because they can't afford a dominatrix like me, like they are trying to get free humiliation out of y'all. Don't do it, ladies. Ignore them. So yeah, if you're entering this space, if you're curious about it, you're gonna come across all walks of life. You're gonna come across different kind of clients, sub dom, switches, sissies, cucks, puppies, kitties, horny people, really slaves and like gooters, you know what I'm saying? All of these subcategories of the clients makes them not cookie cutter. Like you cannot treat everyone the same. And I think that's a mistake that a lot of new doms make. They treat everybody the same. You know, some people don't require name calling, but they'll still pay you. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You really got to get to know your audience. And in my experience, I've come to learn that every male that hits me up is not necessarily submissive. Most of them are. Some of them are switches. Some of them do still consider themselves alpha. They just really freaky. And I got room for all the types. You know, my paying demographic is mostly submissive and switch. You know, the switch is the male that can balance both energies, masculine, feminine, sub dom within him. You know what I'm saying? I really like switches. Shout out to the switches. You're also gonna get all different kind of requests. Customs, phone calls, video calls. I've gotten calls in the middle of the night from overseas just to listen to a white man tell me that he's tired of his friends saying nigga around him, and he's tired of, you know, systematically not accepting black applications at his firm, and he's tired of the redlining and all of these things. And you know, I get to go back and forth with him about what he's gonna actually do about it. You know, I'm making real change. I'm making these white boys use their privilege. Just give y'all a little clarity on what I'm really doing. I know the angle seems a little funny. It's a little different than what y'all used to, but I'm in here. I'm living rent free in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting in there. I get messages all the time about how grateful they are that I exist, you know, how I've changed their life, how I've opened their perspective, how I've even given them new fetishes just because I was doing certain fetishes, and they support me so hard and they so obsessed. They like, damn, she look good when she do that too. Now I like farts, damn. Yep, I've definitely given people who didn't have a fart fetish a fart fetish. You're gonna get levels of seriousness. We do have the really super serious customers that want to pay in full or pay half, and then we got the ones that are mediocre, just want to pay the deposit, and then we got the ones that are straight up waste your time. They have like a fetish for wasting our time. You know what I'm saying? You really got to be careful of those. When I mentor women, I definitely tell you how to avoid a time waster, like right off the rip. You know what I'm saying? The first three things he says, just fucking block him. You know to block him because he ain't talking about nothing. There's different levels of sessions too. Tickle sessions are usually freaking hilarious and they get a little manic. We get laughing fits and stuff like that. And then we got like pegging, which is really, really like explicit, and some doms don't even peg, you know what I'm saying? And then we have like toilet sessions, and a lot of doms don't do toilet sessions. So it's all about what you want to do. I've chosen my top 5 just based off of how fun something was, how humiliating it was, degrading, and how viral it would go, and how much money I would make. You know what I'm saying? What the demand is looking like what are they actually asking me for now that I'm here and I'm really doing it. You know what I'm saying? What are they actually asking me for? I said earlier how I don't take every opportunity. I vet pretty hard, but also you got to know how to not miss opportunities. An opportunity aligns itself, like say you were manifesting something, but you don't recognize it right in front of you. You're not just going to get like lucky, and it's not going to say, here's the opportunity right on it. You really got to like use your discernment and think, like feel with your gut, your intuition. Like, I feel like my most positive trait is my consistency. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of my income is passive. I film and shoot and post a lot of content, fetish content, on clip stores. I utilize OnlyFans as well, but clip stores like Clips for Sale, ManyVids, I Want Clips, Loyal Fans, Fansly, like these stores help us sell individual clips. Each clip you gotta pay for. I don't really do the subscription sites. I need all my coin. I don't have to go looking for clients because they come from the clip stores. The clip stores have really big audiences. And those audiences are watching you as you pop up on the home screen every day, if you're posting every day. And they're interacting with you. They're finding you on social media. They want to talk to you directly and ask you for something or pay you for something. So, I get a lot of questions in my inbox about how can I find submissives, and I don't find them. They literally find me because of content. Content is king. You know what I'm saying? Make social media content and you make content to sell. So yeah, I'm not like fishing or begging on Twitter. Damn, who's gonna pay me now? It's like I always wake up, I check emails. There's clip sales in the emails, hella clip sales, and yeah, I'm already up when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just trying to find another sub to pay for breakfast, pay for coffee, pay for lunch, pay for Ubers. It's a real sub-funded life. It can get like that. And, with my expertise, it's just been a minute. I have a lot of years under my belt. So, the clients, they see I'm consistent. They trust me. They know my brand. They know Tiara's not a scammer. And there's no longevity in scamming anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to meet some really cool people. So I would just advise not to burn those bridges. News travels fast with the guys and the girls. You know what I'm saying? The girls we don't like to associate ourselves with scammers because birds of a feather. We're ethical, and that's why we're so successful, because we doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? We're not harming nobody. Everything's consensual. We're not abusing nobody. You know what I'm saying? We know everyone's limits. It might look crazy to you, but we have negotiated the scene before we even turn the camera on. So I just want to let y'all know that, like, it's really that consensual. The best thing I love about this industry is that you manage yourself. You know what I'm saying? There are guidelines to what everybody's doing, but you can also still set your own parameters within those guidelines. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own pricing. You can come up with your own menus. You know what I'm saying? You can pick your own fetishes that you want to do. You don't have to do what everyone's doing. You know what I'm saying? It's very great. You have 100% creative control. I think that's how I got so good at doing this podcast in such high quality, because I've been creating content for myself and by myself for a decade. I didn't even realize that till just now. Whew. But yeah, I've become like a perfectionist damn near. You brand yourself so well and you become so unique in the industry. Like you become undeniable. You gotta be so fire and so unique. Like why are you different in the industry? You definitely gotta stand out. You know what I'm saying? My standout thing was that I was going viral. There wasn't that many black women and I was highly attractive on top of that. And I had a cheat code because I come from a modeling, rapping, and bartending background. So I actually know how to work the sex appeal when it comes to these men. You know what I'm saying? So I had a little bit of an upper hand. I'm over here posting professional model pictures from magazines, and they're like, who the hell is she? What? Who is Tiara? Oh my God. I really just, separated myself because I came through with the high quality, with the experience from the vanilla side of things. And then the wow shit, you know what I'm saying? Like having my slave with a pig mask on a leash outside at a restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Even though they were little things, they were still making everybody like, oh my God. So that's how I branded myself. That's how I became popular because I was pretty much showing that I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, I always knew throughout life, not everybody was gonna understand my choices, you know what I'm saying? But that didn't mean that they were bad. They were just misunderstood by people who was already misunderstanding me. You know what I'm saying? I was always a trendsetter. I've always been ahead of the curve. And people have always thought I was like weird or I don't really know what I'm doing. She just outside, you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm actually a genius. I've always been super smart. Trial and error, everybody goes through, but I was really like dipping my foot in all the waters, trying to see, you know what I'm saying, where I wanted to be at, what was the most fun, where I was the happiest at, where I made the most money. So people were just scared to be risky, you know what I'm saying? They were scared to take risks. And I took some big risks and I got some big rewards. Not even gonna hold you. Like I had like a coming out day damn near in Brooklyn. I was living in Atlanta and I remember this video was going viral of me. But anyway, it's circulating in Brooklyn and everybody's like, oh my God, like she's doing this with her feet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, whatever. Cause I'm already in Atlanta and I'm traveling and stuff. So yeah, they were like, fake making fun of me and stuff and posting and laughing. Yeah, they just thought like times were hard for me or something. But I was getting stamps on my passport like crazy. Yeah, it was not no hard time. That was like, once I didn't care that Brooklyn knew or hometown knew, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not hiding in front of nobody because my parents know too. My parents are actually very supportive. I talk to my dad every day. Well, not every day, but at least every week. I talk to my mom every few days. I travel with my mom. My mom has attended some of my classes in person here in Atlanta. My dad, he also has experience in fetish. Like he has fetishes himself. And I just feel like it was very aligned for me to be here, regardless of what anybody like thinks they know about me. I feel like, and we all feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I am exactly who we all know I am. Things that are aligned don't always look comfortable. They're actually scary as hell. And you just gotta really trust yourself and at least do your due diligence before you jump in head first. Like, do enough research and be knowledgeable. But you don't want to look for too much perfection or too much safe because, things might miss you. Good things really might, go over your head and stuff like that. You might miss really good opportunities. They don't always look like you're going to be comfortable at first. So yeah, I took a lot of risks, and look at me now, over here. They over here talking about yes, ma'am, and here I am, yes, ma'am. I also had to unlearn that unconventional paths are dangerous instead of expansive. You know what I'm saying? This unconventional path that I took could have been dangerous. It could have been looked at as unsafe and oh, she's wilding. But it was extremely expansive for my life. Like the trajectory of my life changed completely. I don't even know who I would be if I didn't find this back in 2009. If I didn't ask my friend what she'd been up to. Shout out to Madam Mystic. If I didn't get these little crumbs along the way and really take heed to them, I would not be this dope ass woman in front of you. I would not be her. she took a lot of work, a lot of unlearning, a lot of shadow work, a lot of belief in herself. Yeah. Some things people get wrong about financial domination, that it's easy. Sell a toe pick for $1,000. No, it's not that easy. First of all, being consistent is definitely annoying for some people, and they can't even really do it because they might be like neurodivergent or have ADHD or autism, or they might just have something with them where they can't even really be consistent. It's actually very hard. I teach a consistency formula that a lot of people don't realize. It's the proper way to shoot content. I would never shoot content in one day, but that's for another episode. You want to be ethical. That equates to longevity. You know what I'm saying? You want to be consistent. You want all the help you can get, for real. You want all the feminine sisterhood, camaraderie, fellowship that we offer and partake in as, the femdom community. You want that. You need that. It's very enriching. You know what I'm saying? You definitely want the community. You want to be a part of this. You want to be a part of the community. An honest truth also, as I gain more experience and I go into the lifestyle more, I come to realize that everybody doesn't stick around. You know what I'm saying? I can't bring everybody with me. People do have their feelings about my life, and some of my friends, they just can't relate no more. Some of them think it's cool as hell. Yeah, I definitely knew that life was gonna change big time. Some people won't understand. They're gonna judge. They're gonna fall back, slowly but surely. Like right now, my friend circle is like this big, this big. Like I barely. You're not gonna have many vanilla friends after a while. You're gonna gain a slew of dom friends though, and those are gonna be the girls that you could talk about everything with. The weird sessions, the smells, the textures, the sizes, the jokes. Oh my god. The amounts, uh, all of that. You're gonna get to share with your tribe. If you're watching this and you feel like you've been shrinking yourself, this is your confirmation. Do that thing that you want to do. I'm not saying do this, but whatever it is you've been wanting to do that fucking thing. Seriously, do that fucking thing because, like I said earlier, you're going to get the opportunities that are meant for you because you're being authentic. You being yourself. There's opportunities that I wouldn't have got if I was out here frauding and fugazing. You know what I'm saying? I got them strictly because they were only for me. And every time I'm just so grateful, like, damn, this is really good for me, for my brand. You know what I'm saying? Just because I decided to show up as myself in all my glory. This is Tierra Dawn, and thank you for listening to another episode of Yes Man Podcast.